Hi guys! Alright, so what we're making today is unbelievably rich, hearty, and delicious stuffed pepper soup. Or unstuffed pepper soup, I guess, since we're not stuffing peppers. So this soup is very easy to make. You most likely have all of the ingredients, or it's super easy to shop for. All you need is some veggies like bell peppers, onions, tomatoes. You need to grab some beef stock and ground beef. We gotta add a little bit of seasoning like oregano and basil, garlic powder. So if any of those things you don't have, go ahead and grab them, and we're gonna make this delicious soup. It is really so good and comforting, and it's so easy. You can make it on weeknight or on weekend. So good. All right, let's get started with the stuffed pepper soup. But first, I want to talk about a few ingredients. So I want to start talking about the veggies that go in it. I like to use different colors of bell pepper because it's going to make the soup a little bit brighter. It's not any kind of a taste difference. It is purely just for presentation. So you can use red, you can use green, you can use yellow, you can use orange. You can mix and match and just do whatever you want because it's your soup and you're the king or queen or princess or prince, whatever you want to be. We got regular onion, yellow, nothing fancy schmancy, and tomatoes. So I like to use heirloom tomatoes because they're a little bit brighter in color, much more aromatic. Tomatoes on a vine is also another great option. These are actually tomatoes on a vine. My store was out of heirloom tomatoes. It's not a good time for the season. So another note I want to make is about the beef. So the meat that I like to use is 85-15 meat to fat ratio because it's still nice, juicy, and tender, but it's not going to make you too greasy if you use like a 70-30. I also don't like to go too lean because whenever your meat is on the leaner side, it can be a little more dry, less flavor. Remember, fat in the meat does contribute to juiciness and moistness of whatever it is you're making, as well as the flavor. So do keep a little bit of fat. So 85-15 is what I like to go with. Next note I want to make, tomato paste. Not sauce. See, I almost made a mistake. Not sauce. You want to use tomato paste. So tomato paste is essentially really concentrated tomato sauce. It has a much richer and stronger tomato flavor. So if you use 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce, you're barely going to get any kind of flavor. That's why we want to use tomato paste. So tomato paste usually comes in 6-ounce cans. Now, it's rare that you use the whole 6 ounces unless you're making like a big batch of sloppy joes or something. So you're gonna have some left over since we're only using about 3 tablespoons. What I do with my leftover tomato paste is put it in ice cubes. These are about 2 tablespoon portions. You can separate them into just 1 tablespoon portions if you want, but they freeze very well. They stay good for a while, and anytime you need to add some for soup or sauce, you just pop it over and it thaws right as it cooks. So this is a great saver tip. Okay, just a couple more ingredients. I want to talk about rice next. I like to use jasmine rice because it has a very nice texture. It's a long grain rice and it holds its texture very well in things like soups and stews and anything you want to make that's cooked for a long time, and then you may have leftovers for the refrigerator. So this is a good rice to use. It's also beautifully aromatic. I really enjoy this rice in many dishes. It's almost the only rice that I use except arborio rice that I use in risottos. More about that next time. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about before we start cooking is the herbs. I use basil and oregano because it's a nice pairing with beef and bell peppers. So what I have on hand usually is dried herbs, and most people have them in a pantry. They're totally fine to use. I'll use fresh if I happen to have some. So the difference to remember about your dried herbs and your fresh herbs is that dried herbs are a lot more potent. So if you add the same amount of dried herbs as the recipe calls for fresh herbs, it will be a lot stronger flavor, and often it would overpower the whole thing. So if your recipe calls for fresh herbs, use half that amount if you're using dried herbs. And the other way around, if the recipe calls for dried herbs and you want to switch up to fresh, just double the amount. So that's the only thing to remember about herbs and all the other ingredients. So let's get cooking. All right, the pot is preheated, the veggies are diced, so let's start cooking the soup. It's actually very quick and easy moving soup, so make sure you pre-cut your veggies. When starting with the veggies, you want to start with onions and bell peppers first because they take a little bit longer to cook, so you want to start them first before tomatoes. Since tomatoes are much faster to saute, we will add them when these guys are almost nice, soft, and tender. As usual, to build up some more flavor, you want to leave them alone to cook and get nice caramelization going on the bottom. So once you spread them out, don't disturb them for a few minutes. All right, I'm seeing a little gold on the bottom, which is our flavor gold. So we're cooking these over medium, stirring every minute or two, maybe two, giving them a chance to get caramelized. All right, it's looking gorgeous. Time to add tomatoes. Now, if you'd like, you can also add some garlic if you really love garlic. So we're going to let this cook for just a minute or so. All right, now it's time to add our meat. So we're going to create a little well in the center so that we add the meat to the direct heat, not on top of the veggies. You want to break it apart a little so that more of the meat starts to cook. And then we're just going to cover and let it cook for a few minutes. And then we're going to break it apart some more and let it cook a couple more minutes. When you cover it, remember to leave a little bit of space for the steam to escape. So when you see any kind of big clumps, it is a good idea to break them all apart before we add the stock, and it will be a lot harder then. Right now you have essentially better access to the meat. When we add the stock, it's going to be hard to find them, so break up all of your clumps before adding broth. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. All right, time for tomato paste, seasoning, and stock. So you want to remember to stir in the paste first, because if we do it after adding the broth, again, you will end up with some clumps of tomato paste that is not incorporated. Right now is the best time to get it nicely mixed in. All right. It smells so good, you guys. Now this is beef stock. Of course, we're making beef soup, so you want to use beef stock. If you don't have it, feel free to use vegetables. Vegetables is my go-to second in beef soup as beef is not available. Believe it or not, chicken kind of messes with the beef flavor. So what I'm doing is scraping the bottom to get fond lifted from the bottom of the pan. Fond is any kind of leftover vegetable or meat pieces that is kind of browned on the bottom. It's actually flavor gold, so you want to incorporate it into your soup. Okay, got some basil, some oregano, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So we're not going to taste the soup quite yet because the beef is not quite cooked through. I'm going to give it a few minutes before I taste to see if I need to adjust salt and pepper or even garlic powder. Feel free to add a little spice like crushed red pepper flakes. That is a great ingredient to add that adds heat, but a nice, mild, and tolerable heat. All right, we're going to let it cook for 15-20 minutes or so, and don't forget to lower the heat to low. All right, it's time to make our rice. So jasmine rice on average takes 15 to 20 minutes. to cook, but check the packaging on your rice bag and it will tell you exactly how long you need to cook it for your soup to be ready. So we're gonna mix it in. Make sure your setting of the heat is set on low. Cover it. Leave a little bit of room for the steam to escape and wait. All right, time's up. This is gorgeous. All right, let's take off heat and dig in. I am so excited about the soup. Now remember, this is a nice and hearty soup. So you want it to be thick and full of beef and rice and vegetables. I have a few options for you where you can adjust some vegetables and some seasonings. So hop over to my site, willcookforsmiles.com, where you can get some ideas to make it your own and get the full recipe, of course. Now enjoy!